Daily Manna from the Torah by Dr. Ketriel Blad. Shalom and welcome to the 7th Aliyah of Parashat Korach, Shaved. We find this final Aliyah of the week in Numbers chapter 18, verses 21 through 32. Today's study is covered under verse 21 and 24. To the children of Levi, behold, I have given all the tithe in Israel for an inheritance, in return for their service which they serve, even the service of the tent of meeting. For the tithe of the children of Israel, which they offer as a heave offering to Hashem, I have given to the Levites for an inheritance. Therefore I have said to them, among the children of Israel they shall have no inheritance. How was the tithe given in Israel in times of the temple? The tithe, in Hebrew maaser, is a part of the agricultural products that was set aside once a year and given to different places. There are 3 different tithes. The first tithe in Hebrew, maaser rishon. The second tithe in Hebrew, maaser sheni. And the tithe to the poor, maaser ani. First of all, the truma, the consecrated part, was set aside and it was given directly to the priest. It was a matter of 1.7 to 2.5%, 1/60th to 1/40th of the produce. Secondly, the maaser rishon, which is 10% of what remains of the produce, is set aside and given to the Levite. The Levite in turn sets aside 1/10 of what he received and gives it to the priest. This is called trumat maaser, compared with Numbers 18, verse 26. Thirdly, maaser sheni, which is 10% of what remains of the produce, is set aside and taken to Yerushalayim to be eaten there. This is done during the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th years of the 7-year agricultural cycle. Compare with Deuteronomy 14, verses 22 through 26. During the 3rd and 6th years, one must give maaser ani instead of maaser sheni. It is given to the poor. Deuteronomy 14, 28 through 29. During the 7th year, the tithe of the agricultural produce is not given. Laborers who earn money on things that have nothing to do with agriculture, for example fishermen or merchants, give their tithe during the 7th year as well. The tithe was given to the Eternal. After that, he gave it to the Levites. No one could therefore say a tithe is given to man, even though in a sense it is man who received the tithe. The tithe is given as a salary for the Levite ministry. One part of that ministry is to teach the Torah, as it's written in Deuteronomy 17, verses 9 through 11. And you shall come to the priests, the Levites, and to the judge who shall be in those days, and you shall inquire, and they shall show you the sentence of judgment. You shall do according to the tenor of the sentence which they shall show you from that place which Hashem shall choose. And you shall observe to do according to all that they teach you, according to the tenor of the law which they shall teach you, and according to the judgment which they shall teach you, you shall do. You shall not turn aside from the sentence which they shall show you, to the right hand nor to the left. In Deuteronomy 33, 8 through 10, it's written, Of Levi he said, Your Tumim and your Urim are with your godly one, whom you did prove at Massah, with whom you did strive at the waters of Meribah, who said of his father and of his mother, I have not seen him. Neither did he acknowledge his brothers, nor knew he his own children, for they have observed your word. Keep your covenant. They shall teach Jacob your ordinances, Israel your law. They shall put incense before you, whole burnt offering on your altar. In Malachi 2, verses 4 through 7, it's written, "You will know that I have sent this mitzvah to you, that my covenant may be with Levi, says Hashem of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and shalom, and I gave them to him, who he might be reverent towards me. And he was reverent toward me, and stood in awe of my name. The law of truth was in his mouth, and unrighteousness was not found in his lips. He walked with me in shalom and uprightness, and turned many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of Hashem, of hosts." Since one part of the ministry of the priests and Levites is to teach the Torah, it is completely in order to tie to those organizations who spread Torah teaching, so that they can give a salary to those who are teachers of the Scriptures. Shabbat Shalom.